I was an idiot. Kick it. Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, whip that subscribe button. Whip it good. A lot of the, you get, information when you do a YouTube channel of, view counts and all that stuff. Majority of people don't make it very long in my videos. Only 20% make it to the end. So if you 80% that are leaving really soon, comment below what bands you didn't like back then. You just hated, but now you love. We're going down memory lane to the 80s, a little story time, and now I'll get to that Psychedelic Furs concert review. So, spring, summer, 1986. I'm ending my freshman year of high school. I've spent all year teasing this girl, this blonde girl who was a sophomore. We were in concert band together, and I remember she had short blonde hair. A girl drummer with short hair? What is she, crazy? And she would wear like rock shirts and concert shirts. And I remember the big four she wore was Pill, Psychedelic Furs, The Cure, and The Smiths. I didn't know any of these bands, so I just made fun of her all the time. I think sometimes I saw Psychedelic Furs videos on MTV, which were catchy secretly. But at the time, I was into AC/DC Fly in the Wall, Ozzy Osbourne Ultimate Sin, and the big one, Metallica, Master of Puppets. Are you kidding me? This is a early pressing. I think it's worth over $100 now, thanks to Stranger Things and kids being told what to listen to these days. But back then, in the mid-late 80s, especially if you were in heavy metal, even within heavy metal, you were either a thrasher or you were like hairband kind of guy. We're very split. You didn't have like, I just like everything. That was very rare. You had to choose your camp and you stuck with it. I was a rocker. So if you're showing me Smiths and some weird English new wave stuff, I hated you. Didn't know why, just did. So fast forward to 89, summer of 89, fall of 89, I'm starting junior college, and right around then, I am really getting into this band, Faith No More, with The Real Thing. I can't get enough of it. I've gotten sick of the, Poison and Rat and Crew singing about girls and party on the weekend, verse, chorus, guitar solo, verse, chorus, end of song. I needed something a little more wacky and alternative. And I know there's a lot more wacky and alternative stuff out there. But at the time, for me, weird was kind of Faith No More. And that led me into alternative bands in '89. And that was like Soundgarden. And then I remember sitting in class, and this kid, we were talking about rock, and he was a headbanger. He had long hair, he had the jeans jacket with the patches on it, Testament, Slayer. And I was saying something about how his whippy alternative band sucked, but I liked some of them. And he was like, turned around, and I'll never forget, he's like, you should give Jane's Addiction a second listen. They're really, really good. I'm like, psh, psh. But I kind of, whatever I heard of them, I kind of liked them. At the time, I wasn't really going to the city to see concerts that much, and I really wasn't hanging out in the club scene yet. So 89, I'm watching Headbangers Ball, and then if I stayed up late enough, I'm watching 120 Minutes, and that's kind of, I'm getting the alternative scene. So I did. I went back and I revisited Nothing Shocking from Jane's Addiction and fell in love. I didn't have, this is the repress. At the time, I had the cassette tape. And I was like, this is cool. There's more to rock and roll than, hey, everyone party for the weekend. And I'm really getting into it. So now in 89, I felt bad for that girl that I teased for years about those shirts. And I was like, I'm going to try those bands out. And I was at a party, and this kid had The Cure, Disintegration. And believe it or not, this is going to be hard for you to believe, but I was not a outgoing, popular kind of party guy. So I was in the room, probably with some chips and nachos and cheese that I always grab. Whenever anyone threw a party, I was known for going to the food portion of the party, hoarding a lot of it, and then going into a corner and just sitting and listening to people's records and stuff. I was wacky. So in his room, he had this, and I put it on, and it really opened me up. I'm like, wow, this is emotional rock and roll stuff. It doesn't really have to be party. It can be lyrics about anything. And I kind of like the scene, the people in the party, the little girls wearing the goth outfits, all black. I'm like, oh, it's my new thing now. And from there, I started to go back and listen to the big four bands that this girl used to wear all the time. T-shirts, Smiths, Morrissey. I was like, wow, it's kind of a lower voice, and doesn't sound anything like them. But I'm used to the higher range heavy metal screaming, and it was like, that's kind of cool. And then the lyrics, you can actually hear the lyrics and stuff, so I liked it. Just showing off some of the vinyl to show you how cool I am. Even Pill, I was like, I like Sex Pistols, but come on, Pill, it's a dance band. They're awesome. Pill's awesome. Saw them live a few years ago. They were really, really good. Happy for Public Interest Limited. Oh, another Cure thing I have. This is one of the few CDs I have that are kind of worth anything. It's called Retrospective. It's from The Cure. It's kind of a cool CD. I went back to a band that I secretly was kind of liking all along, I guess. I just didn't want to admit it, especially to my headbanger friends, you know, that I really like this band. But 89, 90, it's like, who cares? Going to junior college, it's got to be a whole new me, whole new scene. I'm crazy. Took my headbanger long hair, started coloring it, putting in braids on. Oh, I was wacky. And so I went and revisited Psychedelic Furs. And I tell you, love them to death. President Gas is on this one. Love My Way. Of course, a lot of people think of them with the 80s hits because they're big songs on the soundtrack. You know, Pretty in Pink. Love My Way was a big soundtrack song. This is a all of this and nothing. It's kind of a hits album, I guess, and it's worth a pretty penny nowadays. Now, to me, Pretty Penny is like over $40, but it's got all their songs on it. And some 12-inch, of course, in the States. We got 45s, so a lot of these 12 inches are imported from the UK. Love My Way. The Ghost in You. And I really like that video. I would watch 120 minutes, like I said. And when they showed that Psychedelic Furs video, I really liked it. Yeah, I secretly was liking it. You know, it's hard to pull the headbangers out of heavy metal. This one is Heartbeat with Heaven. Heaven's one of my favorite Psychedelic Furs song. Heartbreak Beat on this one. Midnight to Midnight. Great record. This was their last one. I believe this came out in 91, I want to say. Yeah, 91. This is the World Outside, I believe, was the record called. Until She Comes was the single off of it. And the reason why I show that is that's their 7th studio record. No more. Gone. Then wait. They're coming back with a studio record. Their 8th studio record. In 2020. Who was worried about music in 2020? Worried about health and stuff. But they dropped this anyway. Made of Rain by Psychedelic Furs. Came out in 2020. And it is a hell of a record. Now, I'll be honest. When older bands, especially bands from way back in the 80s, come out with new music, it's always like, that's interesting. You guys kind of sound like you do. Some hit, some miss. Usually miss. But you want to support them or go see them live. This is not the case. It's like 1991, 1992. Nope, 2020. Could be put right there in 1992. They sound exactly the same. They sound excellent. Unbelievable record. Wrong Train is, I think, kind of the single off of it. There's a video for it on YouTube. Search it, Wrong Train. You will not be disappointed. It's an amazing song. There's my journey with bands that I was like, shh, and now, oh, I love. Go out to support. Speaking of going out to support, saw the Psychedelic Furs. I've seen them 3 times now in the last 10, 11 years or so. Just saw them a few weeks ago. They played the Aragon Ballroom, which is an iconic place here in Chicago. Of course, people in Chicago go, the sound sucks there, and it usually does. It's not known for having great sound, but it's an iconic place to go see a band. Take you to the show review like I always do. Take you through the whole day if you want to or not. Had to work that day, unfortunately. Could not squeak out early or anything like that. Had to work till 6 p.m. Drove like a crazy man through Chicago traffic to get to the venue. About 7, so it wasn't that bad, an hour. Found parking a little bit far away. You know, you go to Aragon, you park at the cemetery lot. You don't pay for parking. You don't pay $20. You don't pay $10. You don't pay $50. You don't pay 30 or 40 even. You park on the street that the cemetery is. I couldn't find a cemetery park, so I had to go up in Clark and had to pay just a few dollars at one of those meter things. They already were letting people in. Go to there. Look at the shirts. Of course, shirts, $35, $40. They did have a signed album of this. I already have the vinyl. But it would be cool to get their signatures. I thought that was like $70 or $75, but I already have it. So I was like, I'm not just going to pay that for signatures. A lot of people are at, drinking, hanging out at the bar area or looking at the merch. I go up to the main hall. Boom! There's still areas left in the front row. I get on the barricade. I like being up close, like feeling the speakers, and also I'm old now, so I like something to lean on. My back was killing me. First band was X. Now I know I'm going to lose punk points for this. I know. I've seen them like 3 times. I used to own 1 or 2 of their records, and I've sold them. Every time I see them, I try to like them. I know they're well loved, like, the grandfathers of punk community. Dude, you gotta like X. I just don't. I appreciate what they are and what they've done and all they've accomplished. Good for them. I just can't like them. I gave them claps after the songs. Still claps, but I just can't get into it. I don't know if it's the male, female, harmonizing vocal. A lot of why I like a band, about 85% of why I like a band, is the vocals, how the singer sounds, and if their choruses kind of lift you up and bring you up and then have a lot of emotion. And I just, a lot of the, what's another band that people love? Sonic Youth. They just, to me, don't have the chorus refrains that I really want. You know, my favorite band is Cheap Trick. I like the pop refrains. Anyway, so I just don't get into them. I don't really like his voice that much. Her voice is okay, but blending in, I just can't get into it. So if you're an X fan and you clicked on this video and you think I suck, it's your right. But you're wrong. They're really not that good. But anyway, so let's go to Psychedelic first. Like I said, third time seeing them, I knew kind of what to expect, that they do sound exactly like the records from way back then. They have not changed. They've gotten really good. Richard Butler is now 66, I believe. His voice, if anything, because he's got that gravelly kind of voice, it's matured, obviously, from him being in his 20s, but still sounds the same. If anything, through time, it's actually kind of sounds cooler now, if that's a thing. I mean, it kind of sounds the same, but really cool voice. If you haven't, I mean, you got to know Psychedelic first if you click on this video, but if you haven't, it's got a really unique voice, really good sound, great band. His brother Tim on bass was there from the original lineup. He's back in the band. He's awesome on bass. Guy Rich Good playing guitar. He's kind of newer to the scene. Zach Alford on drums. In the past, he's played with Bowie and the B-52s. He's a very accomplished, great drummer. On keyboards, Amanda Kramer, I believe is her name. She was in Information Society, I want to say, and she's been playing with them for like the last 20 years. And Chicago's very own on saxophone, Mars Williams. I usually don't like everyone likes Bruce Springsteen and E Street Band, you know, Clarence Thomas with the saxophone, and I was never big in saxophone into rock music. I think placed strategically in parts of songs it could be okay, but to me when I hear the sax, it just throws back to like 50s and 60s, which is alright, but it's kind of bad. You know, I don't want it now. But the way Mars plays the sax and the way the Psychedelic Furs incorporate the sax into their music from the late 70s, 80s on is just, it's brilliant. So it's good. I don't mind it then. So even though saxophone takes a prominent position in some of the songs, and their hit songs too, I don't really mind it. So it's great. So as a band, they're really kicking it. They are pumping it out. They sound great. What you're going to hear is a lot of the hits, of course. Heaven, Love My Way, Pretty in Pink. You're going to hear President Gas. It'd be cool if they played India. But there's a lot of great songs that you're going to hear. They always throw in one or two that they haven't played in a while and stuff like that. So that's really good. And of course, because like I said, the new album is great. You're going to hear some few cuts from the new album. And I believe if they keep sticking around and put another album after this, which I really hope they do, they'll probably play stuff off of that album. They're one of these bands that just aren't relying on their hits catalog from the 80s. They're playing the new songs. So this is really good stuff. So check out this record. If you get a chance, check out Psychedelic first. Like I said, let me know in the comments below some of the bands that you blew off a while ago, but now you really like. And as always, thank you for watching.